Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to have you here today. Today, we'll be exploring the procedure for self-inspection. This is an important topic for maintaining standards and ensuring continuous improvement. Over the next few minutes, we'll go through the key steps involved in conducting a thorough self-inspection. So, let's get started and make this session both informative and engaging. Let's start by looking at the purpose of self-inspection. Essentially, it's about making sure we stay compliant with CGMP and our quality systems on an ongoing basis. It helps us catch issues early, before they reach regulatory authorities, which is crucial for maintaining our credibility and avoiding potential penalties. Self-inspections also play a key role in fostering a strong quality culture within our organization. By regularly reviewing our processes and systems, we can identify areas for improvement and implement changes that enhance overall quality. This continuous effort aligns with the principles outlined in ICH Q10, supporting our commitment to ongoing improvement. Now, moving on to definitions. A self-inspection is basically a systematic review of our quality system, facilities, documentation, and processes. It's an internal check to verify that everything is in compliance with regulatory requirements and our internal standards. It's important to differentiate this from an internal audit. While both serve similar purposes, evaluating our compliance and effectiveness, self-inspections tend to be broader and often cross-functional. They involve multiple areas of the organization working together to ensure our quality systems are robust and effective. In summary, self-inspections are a proactive tool to maintain and improve our quality standards, helping us stay ahead of potential issues and continuously enhance our processes. Let's take a closer look at some key expectations for our quality systems. First, we have ICH Q10, which outlines the pharmaceutical quality system. This provides a comprehensive framework to ensure product quality throughout the entire life cycle. Next, there's the EU GMP Part I, which emphasizes the importance of self-inspections, regular internal reviews to catch issues early. Moving on, the FDA adopts a quality system approach, focusing on building quality into every process rather than just testing for defects. And finally, the WHO GMP recommends periodic internal audits or self-inspections to maintain compliance and continuous improvement. The core principle that ties all of these together is that internal evaluations must be well-planned, thoroughly documented, and always aimed at identifying and correcting issues. This proactive approach helps us stay compliant, improve processes, and ultimately deliver safer, higher-quality products. Remember, the goal is always to make these evaluations an integral, constructive part of our quality culture. Now, let's take a closer look at the scope of this procedure. It applies across several key areas within our operations. First, manufacturing, both primary and secondary, which covers the entire production process. Then, our quality control laboratory, where testing and analysis are performed. It also includes our warehouse and distribution, ensuring products are stored and shipped properly. Calibration and maintenance are critical to keep our equipment accurate and reliable. Document control and records are essential for maintaining traceability and compliance. Supplier management is another vital area, overseeing the quality of our raw materials and components. Lastly, our stability program, which ensures product stability over time. Moving on to the objectives of this procedure, its main goal is to assess compliance against relevant standards, making sure everything aligns with regulatory and internal requirements. We also aim to identify any nonconformities and gaps, so we can address issues proactively. Facilitating root cause analysis is key to understanding why problems happen, which then supports implementing effective corrective and preventive actions. Ultimately, all these efforts are directed toward enhancing the quality and safety of our products, which is the core of our commitment to our customers and stakeholders. This scope and these objectives are designed to ensure our quality management system remains robust and effective across all these critical areas. Let's talk about frequency and planning. First, regarding typical frequency, it's important to have a structured approach. This includes conducting a comprehensive self-inspection once a year to get a full overview of our safety and compliance status. In addition, we do quarterly area-specific checklists, which help us focus on particular sections or processes more regularly. And don't forget, after any major change or incident, we need to perform special inspections to ensure everything has been addressed properly. Now, moving on to planning. A key component here is having a self-inspection calendar that maps out when each inspection occurs. This keeps us organized and ensures nothing is overlooked. We also assign a responsible owner for each inspection, so there's clear accountability. Finally, defining checklists for each area helps us stay consistent and thorough in our inspections, making sure every important detail is checked. Overall, these practices are essential to maintaining a proactive safety culture, aligning with our broader goal of continuous improvement and risk mitigation. Let's talk about the self-inspection team. The first key point is the composition. It's important to have a cross-functional group, including members from QA, QC, engineering, and production. This diversity ensures we get a well-rounded perspective during inspections. We also want to appoint a team leader, preferably from QA, since their expertise helps guide the process effectively. And of course, team members should have relevant domain knowledge, so they understand the specifics of the areas they're inspecting. Next, let's look at independence. It's crucial that inspectors are independent of the area they're reviewing. This means they shouldn't have a direct stake or ongoing responsibilities in that area to maintain objectivity and integrity in the inspection process. Bringing these points together supports our overall goal of thorough, unbiased inspections. Having the right team with diverse expertise and maintaining independence helps us identify issues accurately and continuously improve our quality systems. Let's take a closer look at the self-inspection checklist, which is a crucial part of maintaining quality and compliance. This checklist is divided into several key sections that help us ensure everything is running smoothly and according to standards. First up is documentation compliance. This reminds us to verify that all our records are accurate, complete, and up-to-date, as proper documentation is the backbone of traceability and accountability. Next, facility and equipment status. Here, we assess whether our physical space and tools are in optimal condition, well-maintained, and ready for use to prevent any disruptions or quality issues. Moving on to quality control testing practices. This is about ensuring our testing methods are consistent, reliable, and follow validated procedures, which directly impacts product quality. Training records are also vital. We need to confirm that staff are properly trained and that their training is documented, ensuring everyone has the necessary skills and knowledge. Calibration and maintenance refer to keeping our equipment properly calibrated and maintained. This minimizes errors and guarantees accurate results. Change control is about managing any modifications to processes or equipment carefully, ensuring changes are reviewed, approved, and documented to maintain control over quality. Finally, CAPA status, or corrective and preventive actions. This involves reviewing ongoing or completed actions to address issues, preventing recurrence, and continuously improving our processes. Together, these sections form a comprehensive approach to self-inspection, helping us identify areas for improvement and ensure we stay compliant with industry standards. It's all about fostering a culture of quality and accountability throughout our organization. Let's take a closer look at some sample checklist items. These are practical examples that can help us ensure we're covering all the essential aspects of our project. When creating a checklist, it's important to include key points that are specific, measurable, and actionable. For instance, verifying that all safety protocols are in place or confirming that team members have completed necessary training. The goal is to have a clear, organized way to track progress and catch any gaps early. Remember, these checklists are tools to support consistency and thoroughness, which ties directly into our overall theme of project excellence. By using well-structured checklists, we can maintain quality and improve efficiency across the board. let's walk through the key steps involved in conducting an inspection. First, you want to review the checklist and prepare your tools ahead of time. This helps ensure you don't miss anything important during your visit. When you arrive at the area, take the time to observe the operations carefully. Watching how things are done gives you valuable insights. Next, it's essential to interview personnel. Engaging with staff helps clarify procedures and uncover any issues. Then, review records and documentation to verify compliance and gather supporting evidence. As you gather information, you'll want to identify any findings or nonconformances. That's where things aren't meeting the required standards. Now, a couple of best practices to keep in mind. Be objective and base your observations on solid evidence. Avoid subjective judgments that can cloud your assessment. Focusing on facts ensures your inspection is fair and credible. Remember, the goal is to understand the current state accurately and provide constructive feedback. These steps and principles are fundamental to effective inspections and ultimately contribute to continuous improvement. Now, let's look at how we categorize our findings to better understand their significance. We typically divide them into three main categories. First, we have major nonconformance, which usually indicates a regulatory risk that needs immediate attention. Then, there's minor nonconformance, which often points to procedural lapses or small deviations that don't pose an immediate risk but still require correction. Lastly, we have observations, which are essentially suggestions for improvement, things to consider that could enhance our processes or compliance. To give you some practical examples, a major nonconformance might be critical equipment that hasn't been calibrated properly, which could impact product quality or safety. A minor nonconformance could be something like missing initials on logs, which might seem small but can affect traceability. And an observation might be suggesting a labeling improvement to make processes clearer and more efficient. Understanding these categories helps us prioritize actions and communicate findings effectively within the overall quality management framework. It keeps us focused on what's most critical while also fostering continuous improvement. Let's talk about reporting and CAPA, which are essential parts of ensuring our processes stay on track and continuously improve. First, the self-inspection report. This is where we summarize all the activities we've conducted during our inspections. It's important to clearly outline what we did, what we found, and the severity of these findings. Including evidence and reference documents helps support our conclusions and keeps everything transparent and traceable. Moving on to CAPA initiation. Once we've identified issues, we need to implement corrective actions to fix the existing problems. This could be anything from adjusting a process to replacing a flawed component. But we also focus on preventive actions, which are aimed at preventing these issues from happening again in the future. Setting a clear timeline and assigning responsibilities are critical to ensure these actions are completed effectively and promptly. Overall, reporting and CAPA form the backbone of our quality management system, helping us identify gaps, address them systematically, and maintain continuous improvement. Let's now discuss follow-up and effectiveness. After implementing corrective actions, it's essential to review the status of your CAPA during the next inspection. This means checking whether all identified issues have been properly addressed and closed out. Equally important is verifying the evidence of closure, such as records, test results, and any training completed. This ensures that the corrective measures were effective and thoroughly documented. We also need to track key performance indicators, or KPIs, like the recurrence rate of issues and overdue actions. Monitoring these metrics helps us measure how well our corrective actions are working over time. Moving on to continuous improvement, this is about using insights from past inspections to enhance our processes. Analyzing trends allows us to identify recurring issues or areas where we can improve. Based on regulatory changes, updating checklists is crucial to stay compliant and proactive. And finally, integrating the outcomes of self-inspections into our overall quality planning ensures that improvements are sustained and embedded into our daily operations. Together, these practices help us create a cycle of ongoing improvement, making our quality systems more robust and effective over time. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help with any questions or additional information you might need. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We appreciate your interest and look forward to connecting with you.